telling these people, oh, I'm gonna give you this, I'm gonna give you that, like it's Halloween, and we knocked on the door of the White House, and he just started throwing out little trinkets. Here you go, here you go, here you go. But can I tell you what happens after Halloween? November 1st. It's no longer trick or treat anymore.
Yep.
Comes a day in time where that shall end, and he is only handing out trinkets. Look at the federal bill he signed on the Justice Reform Bill. It's only on the federal government side. So only 3,100 people that are drug offense, non-violent criminals have been released from prison, and that's federal prison. So Ray, T.T. Earl, and Pookie that weren't kingpin, that didn't have interstate crimes, they weren't charged on the federal level, they were charged on the state level. So they're sitting in a state penitentiary and will never be released because of the drugs that they were caught with. See, when you want to really do something, you get on the senators of these Republican states. They want to privatize prisons and keep people locked up instead of giving you what appears to be a good deed, where you sign a criminal justice reform bill that only affects federal crimes. And I would dare say those who are charged federally are more heinous criminals toward our society than those who are charged on the state and local level.
Woo! If you all needed some political information today, Dr. Fight just gave you a whole lot of stuff that I didn't even know. So I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative for that. So thank you, Dr. Fight. Ooh.
Yeah.
I learned something new today.
And here's the thing: when the clock strikes midnight on the 31st, he ain't gonna do nothing else. He ain't gonna want no stimulus package. He ain't gonna want nothing. Now he said that. Now the Democrat, I want this big and better stimulus package. They've offered it. You said no.
And all he's doing is playing this ball back and forth, right? Because we all said nothing's gonna get done until after the election. We've all said that. So why? That's what I'm saying. He continues to think that people are so naive and so ignorant that they. And I understand it is a select group of people who believe a lot of stuff he says. There's a new commercial out today. I was telling Brandon Joe Biden did, and there was a woman there was a white woman talking, and the point she made, she said, this is what happened the first time Trump was elected. People are saying they didn't want the same political system. They wanted something different. So what he had told people was that they thought he was going to do all these plans and run the country like a business, instead of having to go through all these different the House and all these votes and things like that. She said, well, we see what happened.
And he failed.
Well, she said that did not happen. You cannot run a country like a business and think that you're going to cover the masses. It does not work. And I said, and just the way she said it, I said, if you didn't understand it, she made it very clear in the commercial that this is what happened. And Dr. Fight, I picked up on what she was saying, because you have said that too. It's because you have said it exactly. When people voted, Donald Trump had told him he was going to do everything from this business aspect. That he was going, and so people really believed and sold and bought into the fact that he's this great businessman, he's this millionaire, and this is how he's going to do in the country, and more people are going to become wealthy. This is, I think, the bill of goods that he sold people for the first time, and a lot of people fell for that, and I think a lot of people are still falling for that nonsense even today.
They fell for the okie doke.
Well, what people fail to understand is the last time, we don't remember history. The last time we had somebody talking this kind of talk, their name was Adolf Hitler. And what people don't understand is Adolf Hitler, to the day that he was living in, there was a mass of people who believed in what he was saying. But then at the same rate, there was a whole other mass of people that ended up being wiped off the planet only because of his and you can't have it both ways. You can't say you're not a racist and then sit here and say that hey, no bad people out here. You won't condemn any type of hate group or racist organization. You will tell them to stand back and stand by. Don't get me started.
I said that, yeah. Because we can go there. So yeah, we gonna keep it calm.
But my thing is, you got a lot of people who are out here who say, I want to vote for him because, okay, let me rewind. You're talking about the stimulus, right? So the House signed a stimulus bill. They voted on a stimulus bill. Another one, a second stimulus. It's already passed in the House. Mitch McConnell in the Senate and Donald Trump won't even entertain it.
Yep.
They won't even bring it to the floor for discussion. But you'll have a hearing to confirm a justice before you have a Senate investigation or a committee to come together to see what the House has proposed.
Absolutely. Yep.
Now, if this is not hypocrisy, I don't know what is. And it's happening right in front of
our faces, right? Yep.
And we're going to the polls and saying we're going to vote for this?
Exactly.
Mitch McConnell right now is leading by 8 points in Kentucky running for re-election. The only reason why these people won't vote for who he's running against is because she's a white female.
Oh, she's and I for some reason I thought I must have been misinformed, but I thought she was leading when they were pretty much neck and neck. Yeah, but
the time I checked, which was Saturday, she was down in the polls.
Well, you know what? I said I've been praying and talking to Jesus and saying, Lord, please don't let this man get another term, because the question was talked about on one of the other shows today. They were saying, would you consider leaving the U.S. if Donald Trump got another term? And I said I would definitely seriously consider, because I can't see living in a country with somebody like that. I cannot, because I need to be able to have some semblance of peace at some time, and this man there's nothing but peace and chaos and division and hatred all day, every day. And ever since he's been in the White House, that's what it's been. And for people can still go to the polls and they can put it in their minds that, oh, I don't see that. That's not what he's doing. That's not what he's saying. I don't want to be in any close proximity to people like that. I'd rather live, and I understand other countries have other issues, but since I know this country, and I know I can move to another country for a while. I can do that. I'll be happy with that. So yeah. So I can go over there to England, to Edinburgh. We can roll on over there. Because I can't see myself being able to keep my sanity with all this with all this insane stuff going on around me.
Can we change the conversation now?
Yeah, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that. But we have to get to our trending topics.
I get all that, but at some point he is tiresome to talk about.
It's not, but it's just not him. It is the whole Republican machine. That's what it is.
It's stupid.
I don't understand how people can sit back and see wrong and still follow it.
Because they have no morals.
I don't understand it.
Forget no more. They have zero morals and values about themselves.
And the one thing the young guy talked to, I told his name was Leo, the young lawyer. I said, how do people not see what they? He said, I'm telling, because I'm white and I've been around him and I'm speaking for the people that I know. He said because they tell themselves that, oh, he's not that bad, that's not what that meant. People don't understand it. He said so of course they convince themselves that what they're really seeing is not really valid. He said not until the murder of George Floyd. He said so then they couldn't tell me, they couldn't talk to me anymore and say, oh, I didn't see what I saw. So now he said, so now they don't even address it. So now publicly he said they don't address it. It's just behind closed doors that they say certain things. But he said they talk themselves into whatever to make themselves be okay, to feel okay. Now that comes from the young white 30-year-old lawyer Leo. Hey Leo. So I said I really enjoy having these conversations because it gives me more insight into how people thinking and their beliefs. So in order to vote for Donald Trump, y'all got to be living in stupid land. That's all I'm gonna say. You are living in what's the land? Disneyland? What is it?
Candyland?
No. What's the ride the little kid ride at Disneyland?
It's a
small world. Lord, it's a small. Oh yeah. If you people voting for Donald Trump, your world is small and your mind is even smaller. That's all I'm gonna say. And when somebody's mind is that small, I can't talk to you. And like I had somebody tell me, they black and they think that they family members gonna vote for Trump and all they could talk about was the fact that he does not support abortion. So that's your reason for voting for Trump.
Yeah.
So guess what? At some point, you're too stupid for me to even talk to. So when you're that ignorant, I say I have no conversation. Why? I'm not even wasting my breath having that conversation. Hey, Nima Boo.
So I had a debate.
He's away.
I had a debate this weekend with someone about that very same point about abortion,
Uh-huh.
and you know how they challenge me that how you can be a Christian and you want to validate as you are pro-choice. How can you validate taking of a life of an unborn child? Well, first of all, I said, all right, even if they overturn Roe v. Wade, it's a mere fact. What you've got to understand is it still leaves it up for the individual states to decide what they do on the state level.
Okay.
Because right now the federal government basically want to take away Roe v. Wade and say that, now is no longer the law of the land. It doesn't allow people to say yay or nay.
Okay.
It doesn't allow states. The states have to allow people to make a choice, but the states can determine you can only do it within your first trimester, second trimester. So the states build parameters.
Right.
Taking away Roe v. Wade will make the states now either take away the parameters or even double down on those parameters. That's all that it will do. So if you live in a red state, most likely what will take place is it will become your law that you cannot choose. The problem that possesses is people will just change states. They'll go. If I live in North Carolina, North Carolina wants me to get an abortion, then if I live in South Carolina and they don't, which is a Republican state, what they'll do is just cross the border and go.
That's correct.
Get their abortion. So now you have a state mandate health plan and a health crisis for those states because now they're helping to subsidize and pay for people who don't even live here to be able to have these abortions. And so you create a bigger problem with dismantling Roe v. Wade than actually trying to solve one. So due to your ignorance, you cut off your nose to spite
your face. That is true.
People fail to understand you so blind about what it does and the protections that it affords on the national level, that it helps keep people within their own state. Right now, it's not a big deal on the East Coast, but on the West Coast, Colorado will tell you when they legalized marijuana, they got an influx of people that came to Colorado due to the fact of their state legalizing medicinal marijuana. Okay. Well, the only thing it was send a boom of dispensaries that open up and get licensed.
That is absolutely correct. Yep.
Because now the market has expanded from people from other states coming into Colorado to get something that is legal within their state. As soon as an East Coast state does it, you're going to see the same thing happen. As soon as a Midwest state does it, you're going to see the same thing happen until the federal government does something to help these local states to be able to say marijuana is legal, whether it's for medicinal or even recreational.
That's what happened in Illinois when they made marijuana legal in Illinois. Woo! Those first couple of weeks, gee whiz! How much money did they say that they made in less than a week in Illinois? It was in the hundreds of millions of dollars in a matter of days because people from the neighboring states, like of Indiana, they were coming over to Illinois to buy medicinal marijuana, and they got all these dispensaries all throughout the different neighborhoods in Chicago because they can go there. So you are right about the whole abortion, right? Yeah, people are just going to travel to the nearest state that's still saying abortion is legal. So you're not solving the problem. If anything, you're making the problem worse. So that is correct. Yep. I thought so I mean you said somebody asked you the question. They said how can you as a pastor say you support that you support abortion? What was your stance on that? What was your comment back to them?
Well, first of all, what we have to realize and understand is that there are reasons behind why a lot of people want to get abortions. And who am I? First of all,
absolutely.
My theology in Christianity, I don't believe is in play, or I'm no more a Christian or no less a Christian because I support people who make the choices that they make.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my job to judge.
There you go.
As a Christian, I don't